What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy, Marlon. We're back at it again here with another edition of the show via video, that is, because I will be back in the office on, I would say, by the latest Thursday. I'm still over here in Houston, so if you're hearing a little bit of buzz and sound, it's because we had some contractors that actually come in and install some machines so to dry out the drywall because of that crazy weather with the snow and everything. Now, diving into our first major topic here, it seems as though that in China right now, they are using the PlayStation 5 to do crypto mining, and also we made a gruesome discovery when it comes to the PlayStation 5, being that they hacked it and overclocked the PlayStation 5, and basically they were getting performance of a 5700 XT, which is in par with a 2060 Super, or just in between a 2070 Super. So there you guys go on that particular front. So let me go ahead and show you guys the actual article here. Now, it basically states here that Sony PS5 is a technical powerhouse, that much we know, and folks in China have found another use of the console besides gaming and watching 4K movies. Now, mining, no, not actual mining, although that would be impressive, but crypto mining. So they're actually using the PlayStation 5 for crypto mining right now. As reported by Gadget Tendencies, the PS5 innards are perfectly suitable for this task, but it's only now that the folks have actually been able to get it to work. A screenshot doing the rounds online has confirmed that the Ethereum mining has now been possible on PlayStation 5. Now, considering that, you know, graphics cards are very hard to get and all sorts of craziness is actually happening, a lot of shortages, they're trying to find ways to find machines that can do this, cryptocurrency or Ethereum or what have you. Now, they're saying that it's possible on the PS5, performing at 98.7 mAh with 211 watt power consumption. Wow, that's a lot right there. Now, the report notes that to achieve this, there is a large possibility that the console was hacked, but also overclocked, as its native performance should been clocking in at 50 mAh, which is on the level of a AMD 5700 XT. And so there you guys have it right there. It's just insane that people over there in China, they're using the PlayStation 5 to do crypto mining and everything like that, and they're saying that with the PlayStation 5 being overclockable, they're saying that they're getting performance of a 5700 XT. So let me know you guys' thoughts on that in the comments section down below. All right, now diving into our next news topic here for today. Yeah, this is very sad to say the least, because we know that Nintendo had their Nintendo Direct for the first time in about a year and change, and of course Sony shocked us with a slew of information when it comes to the PlayStation 5. Gran Turismo 7 being delayed. We're hearing talks now, rumor talk about Horizon Forbidden West being delayed. God of War don't even seem like it's coming out this year for the PlayStation 5, and a host of other information. But on the Xbox side of things, it's been very, very quiet, and there's been rumors that's been making the rounds stating that we're going to be getting some sort of March event to sort of capsulate that particular deal that's actually going down right now with the Bethesda / ZeniMax deal that's still on the table right now. And supposedly Microsoft is supposed to be holding a event this month, and I think specifically on the 23rd, for this whole Bethesda deal and everything like that, and basically showcasing some titles and what have you. Now, here's the interesting part. Now, the big man himself, Arron Greenberg, head of marketing over there at Xbox, pretty much shut down all of that, because apparently we're supposed to be getting some Elden Ring trailer that's supposed to be shown at this particular rumored event. But yeah, it seems as though that Elden Ring is probably going to get delayed till next year because of all sorts of complications, and the game trailer has been leaked out and has been making the rounds. But this is what Arron Greenberg literally have to say. So let's dive right off into this. So the header here is that Xbox marketing boss says nothing coming soon on major game announcements events. Now, this is crazy right now because a lot of people was hoping that, yo, we could get something this month from Xbox when it comes to new game announcement, new trailers, and all of that type of stuff. Now, it states right here that Greenberg made the comments on Twitter while rebuffing reports that claimed a new trailer of Elden Ring, the hotly anticipated collaboration between From Software and George R.R. Martin, would be showcased during a rumored March 23rd event. Now, fans have been, basically pandering around, hoping that, we could actually get, a event for March. Now, Greenberg said before going on to explain that there are always things we have in the works. There are no events coming soon that would feature world premieres or game announcements of a similar caliber. So that means that we ain't getting a doggone thing until whenever Microsoft gets ready. And, it's kind of sad, but you guys got to understand that right now there's a lot of game development things that are going on behind the scenes right now. There's a lot of all hands on deck when it comes to game development. You have a lot of studios closing down. You got studios merging. You got Microsoft, Sony, and apparently Nintendo buying up new studios and everything like that, expanding and everything. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes right now to get those pretty amazing AAA titles. So this is kind of very disappointing on the Xbox portion of things. But hey, we're just going to have to wait and see. Maybe April we might get something. Only time will tell. Leave y'all thoughts down in the comment section down below. Now, diving into our next story here, guys. Now, this is very, very interesting to say the least. Now, this has to do with Dead Island 2. And I remember this game was originally listed and announced for the PlayStation 4. Now it will be coming out for the PlayStation 5. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right off into the main story here. So it says, after being announced for PlayStation 4, Dead Island 2 is now only releasing on the PlayStation 5. And if you scroll down here, I'm going to read the actual full quote right here. It says, originally announced in 2016 for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, the game has troubled development cycle, having switched development 3 times. Publisher Deep Silver recently reiterated that the game is still very much coming. So, and they're saying that the game is going to be coming to the PS5 instead of the PlayStation 4, and this is coming from a job listing on the current developer Dam Buster Studios website that lists the game for next-gen consoles and PC. So there's no mention of a PlayStation 4 version of the game or Xbox One or anything like that. And it just goes to show you that, hey, most of these games just need the extra horsepower of next gen to get these games running correctly like they're supposed to be. And so that is what we're actually dealing with right here. So can't wait to see Dead Island 2 running on the PlayStation 5 now that it's being natively developed for PS5 and of course Series X and PC. Now leave y'all thoughts in the comment section down below. Now diving into our next story here for today, guys. This has to do with Returnal. And I know Returnal, for a lot of people are saying that the game is not worth $70. Me, I think that it's worth $70. Kudos to Housemarque. It looks really, really good. This is one of the most ambitious titles that they have ever done. A lot of people, if they don't know the history of, Housemarque, basically they were the ones behind Resogun. And you guys know the situation with Resogun. It's not like a full-fledged AAA title like on the scale of Returnal. And so I'm pretty hype about this title, and I will be picking this up day one. So diving off into the main story now regarding Returnal and everything, after we saw how it looked during the state of play, it looks very impressive, especially with that first person aspect there. Now, Returnal dev says DualSense haptic feedback offers new layer of fidelity and expression possibilities. Now, that is insane. And so let's read exactly what my man, the game director, Harry Kruger, have to say about Returnal basically taking advantage of the PS5 increased hardware, muscle, and features, which prompt the following response. Now, we touched upon 3D audio briefly. That's one key aspect. Another one is the controller. The haptic feedback we have this time around has new layer of fidelity and expression possibilities. Now, it's taken that audio visual feedback that we have and just reinforcing it through the controller. Now, that creates this extra dimension of technicality for a lot of our interactions. Now, listen to this other part. It says this can be our narrative sequence where you are in first person picking up items and feeling these nuances coming through the controller or during combat or interacting with various devices. So that's interesting there to know that the game is going to take full advantage of the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller and some of the PlayStation 5 features and everything like that. And so a lot of people should be excited about Returnal and what the team is actually doing with the game right now. So I'm pretty excited about this. I wonder how far they're going to take it with the first person aspect of the title, because yeah, this kind of reminds me of Mass Effect a little bit. It reminds me of Lost Planet a little bit. And first person, when you actually go inside that house, it's going to be interesting if you could actually maybe shoot some stuff or whatever the case may be, or interact a little bit more with the environment and everything. So let me know y'all thoughts about Returnal taking advantage of the PlayStation 5 and some of its features, as well as the DualSense controller. Now, let's go ahead here, guys, and bleed over into our last topic for today. And this one right here is very, very interesting because this has to do with Japan Studios. And so, as many of you guys know, that Japan Studios is responsible for a host of titles and everything. And just to hear that they're actually shutting down and they're going to keep the Astrobot development team, you know what I'm saying, and just roll with that. Maybe they're going to be using them for future games and everything, maybe like an Astrobot 2 or whatever the case may be. But we know that Japan Studio is responsible for Demon Souls, Knack 2, and the works, Last Guardian, Astro Playroom, Shadow of the Colossus. It's crazy, the list goes on and on and on and on. But we're getting reports now from Sony that they're actually shutting down Sony to Japan, which is very, very sad. And if you're a diehard Sony fan, you would definitely understand the power and the capabilities of this particular studio. Now, let's go ahead and show you guys the actual article here. It says the key part is this: in addition, the roles of external production, software localization, and IP management of Japan Studio titles will be consecrated, or should I say concentrated, within the global functions of the PlayStation Studios. So basically they're going to take their titles, their existing titles and everything like that, and then basically fuse them within PlayStation Studios. It's another way of saying that Japan Studio isn't a thing anymore, basically. So yeah, it seems as though that is going to be the faith of Japan Studio and everything like that, because that's what I was reading up on when I first heard the news, that they're basically, what's it called, Asobi, if I'm saying that correctly. That is the actual development team that's responsible for Astro Playroom, and so they're going to be focusing on them, and they're going to be using existing titles and basically fusing it into PlayStation Studios and everything, and shutting down the actual main studio. So that is pretty interesting there, guys. I mean, at this point in time, what can you do? And we've been hearing rumors that Sony is trying to acquire Blue Point Games and everything like that, but we'll see if they acquire that studio, because they're very, very good. But it's kind of sad to see Japan as a studio, Japan Studio actually go down and everything like that. So let me know y'all thoughts on this. Asobi is definitely going to be the team that they're going to be focused with, and they're going to move forward with whatever titles that they're going to do. All right, guys, so that ends off today's news video. If you do enjoy it, please do me a favor and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because it definitely helps out the show in tremendous ways. And until the next show that we do or video, I'll see you guys then. All right, peace, one love, God bless.